get nuts!
Let's get nuts.
Hey everybody, it's Hannah Sollick, the head of video here at Cinema Blend, with Sean O'Connell, our managing editor.
Hello, my
and Sean,
friend.
we just saw The Flash.
Oh my God.
Dude, that's so weird to say. Like, we just got out of the screening.
Yes.
So we're processing in real time.
Right, and we ran right over here to talk to you guys about it because there's obviously so many things that we want to share with you. However, here are the rules. I want to explain to you what's going on. We can react to this movie. We're not allowed to review. We're going to try to get across to you what we thought of the movie and still try to protect you as much as we physically can from spoilers. So
Well,
you can
this will
watch
be edited,
this.
so you will be protected.
Yeah.
Don't
Yeah.
scare them.
No, I don't mean to scare them. You're welcome here anytime, guys. We're an open business community.
That's not right.
Hannah, why don't you start off by telling us what worked the best for you in the movie?
Oh my God. Okay, that is such a loaded question, but you and I did talk a little bit about how genuinely funny The
Yes.
Flash is. And I don't mean like the kind where you're like, oh, that was a good joke, but you're not actually like laughing out loud. Like the Coliseum, people were like hooting and hollering.
Yeah.
Like what, every 15 minutes or something ridiculous? Like it was such a steady pace of just really, really, I don't want to say like good jokes because some of them
No,
were just
they're
like really
good jokes.
dry like references and stuff. But
Yeah.
Ezra Miller, I mean, great comedic timing.
Terrific. And even like a lot of the humor is built into the action sequences. There's things that are happening inside of the action that end up becoming really, really funny.
Yeah.
And you'll see it right from the get-go.
Yes.
That this movie is heavy on action and really making incredible use of Barry's powers. Like,
Yeah.
I really think it takes great advantage of what the Flash does and then shows off how the Speed Force
and
works.
in ways that we haven't seen before either.
Right.
Like everything that you're watching is so, well, not everything, but most of the set pieces that we're talking about are so creative, and the way that they're brought to life, like the Speed Force we were talking about, looks incredible. I was a little bit skeptical of how they were going to visualize it because it's
Right.
not really shown in the trailers to the full extent. But when we saw it, man, I was like, that looks so sick.
Yeah,
it
it's
was really cool.
Yeah,
What do
it
you
is
think?
really- no, I thought they figured out a way to do it similarly to what we saw in Justice League,
Mm-hmm.
but yet take it a couple of steps further and even go deeper into what the Speed Force can do. Again,
Yeah.
this is really hard to talk about without giving away specifics, but just know that even though you think you've seen the DCU version of Barry Allen and Flash on screen before, the way that Andy Muschietti, the director, is able to advance the technology was truly remarkable. I want to talk about Ezra Miller because they gave not one, but two incredible performances. And that's not a spoiler in any way, shape, or form. You have seen in the trailers that there are two different versions of Barry Allen. So what I think is really important to emphasize, without getting into any kind of specifics, is that the way that Ezra Miller plays the two Barrys is so incredibly different. And I
You
had
almost
so
kind of,
much
it's like
fun.
Lindsay Lohan in The Parent Trap. You're like, am I watching two different actresses?
That's a perfect
Are they
example.
twins?
I'm
like
so
it's,
glad you brought that up.
yeah.
Yeah, that was
look
great.
at that.
But I just want to emphasize how good he is playing off of himself.
Yeah.
Right? Like, that's a really difficult thing to do when you think about it, because he's giving each of the performances separately, and they have to figure out a way to have those two combine against each other. And when Hannah was talking about the comedic timing that he has in those sequences, it's even more remarkable.
Yeah,
when you
I didn't
about
even
the kind
think
of
about that
performance.
till you just said that. I'm like, the fact that he was probably doing that alone
Yeah, by-
to nothing
Right.
or no one, and then like flipping over here and do like, that's insane.
Which makes it complicated, I understand, because like I know you guys are all thinking like, what are they going to do with the Flash moving forward? And truthfully, like, we don't know. There's still a bunch of ways that they could go with this character that would be both satisfying to what we saw and also leave some creative freedom for them to move forward. And I think that's the best we can say without getting into too much.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, let me ask
trying
you
to-
this. I want to
okay,
ask you this.
okay.
Were you satisfied with the way that they tied the things in together?
Yes.
Ooh, okay. Hesitant.
Well, it just warrants more explanation.
Yeah.
That I can't give.
Right. I hear
But
you.
I will say something that we said in a video a couple weeks ago is that, you know, whatever the Flash was going to be in any capacity, we always knew was going to work for whatever Walter Hamada wanted to do with the DCU moving forward,
Sure.
and has to work with what James Gunn pitched. And I will say with that context in mind, yes, I am satisfied.
Okay. Yeah, because I was stunned at how satisfied I was.
Really?
Yeah, I thought I was going to really nitpick this thing to death,
Yeah.
and really say like, oh, you couldn't do this, oh, you couldn't do that. But I think that the choices they made line up really well with both the existing films that Ezra is coming from and the films that could continue on. And that's, again, so hard to talk about without getting into details.
Well, so one thing else I want to talk about, though, is because Ben Affleck has been very vocal about how he feels this is his best stuff as Batman.
Yeah.
Do you agree or disagree with that statement?
I mean,
I
disagree because I think, and I was comparing it a bit to, I would say BVS. Like, I really thought in BVS, him playing that grizzled veteran, scared Bruce Wayne, like that terrified Batman, was a really great, like, he was so in his convictions in that movie, right? And it's not to say that he's not really good in this film as well, too. He's still even playing a different shade of Batman than what we saw, but I can't say that it overcomes or overpasses the work that he did in Batman versus Superman. That's still going to be the top. But I think I liked it more than what I saw in Zack Snyder's Justice League. And
Hot take.
But he has more to play with in Justice League. I understand that. This is still a Flash
it's a different
movie.
role.
Yeah, it's a different part.
It's a different role.
Why do you think I was dropping something that controversial?
You're gonna get maced again.
Okay, so in general,
Yes.
if we're talking, did The Flash meet your expectations,
Right.
exceed, or fall below? Where are you at?
Exceeded. It actually exceeded my expectations.
Wow. Okay,
Yeah.
well, where were you going into it, though? Did you have high expectations, or were you like, I'm not?
I bought into the hype. I
Okay.
really thought that the studio heads, first off, the fact that they brought it here to CinemaCon was an extreme vote of confidence, because this thing doesn't come out until the middle of June.
Well, and it's still a work in progress, apparently.
And it
but,
was a kind of a work in progress.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that there are some effects that still need to be worked on. And Hannah, on the way over here, was trying to talk to me about the ending of the film maybe not being the one that we're going to see. And that's an interesting theory. We did
That
not
we
see
can't
any
talk about.
post-credits. I will say, I can
Yeah.
say we did not see any, but that doesn't mean that there will not be some
Correct.
that are included as part of the movie. So my expectations were pretty high, and I thought it was going to be, I didn't need it to be the be all and end all, the bow wrapped up on top of everything.
Yeah.
But I thought it was going to be entertaining. And to me, it exceeded that because it was highly entertaining. I can't
Yes.
stress enough how funny it is.
Yeah.
I thought the action set pieces were incredible, but I thought that the connections to all the DC stuff, that when I put my tweet out about what the reaction was, the first word I let off
What'd you
with
tweet?
was nostalgic. I just
Ooh.
emphasized the
Interesting.
nostalgia aspect of not just Batman and Michael Keaton and all of that, but the DC legacy as a whole. Like, it really touches on
that's a really good point.
so much of DC's history, and in a way that's really respectful.
Yes.
And ways that made me appreciate it from a different angle. So
Yes. I can definitely see why, after seeing The Flash, James Gunn was like, oh yeah, we're for sure going to work with Andy Muschietti again. Like,
absolutely.
100%, please do. Please do.
Well, so what did it do with your expectations?
I would also say it exceeded my expectations from the very first.
Set piece.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was like, I absolutely love where we're going.
Yeah.
I am 100% on board. Oh God, I wish we could talk about it.
I know.
It's great. That's all I'm gonna say.
Well,
it's fantastic.
It's the humor in the action. Like, that's I think the big point we're trying to bring home is that the humor is baked into the specifics of things that are happening in the movie.
and it's very much like, to be biased, it's very much like my kind of humor too.
Okay. Yeah.
So like, it's not. I can't say that. Never mind.
cheesy. It's not corny.
I was gonna compare it to another movie, but then I'd be giving it away.
Okay, gotcha.
So
Okay.
tonally, I won't give any more details, but
Okay.
I thoroughly enjoyed it.
So we're not allowed to give a star rating necessarily. And I know you guys want to hear a lot more about the film's connections to what's to come or what did it mean for the Snyderverse. And believe me, we're going to get into all of that once
We'll get
we
into it.
possibly can. Yeah,
Don't
once
you
we
worry.
finally can.
Yes.
So for now, we're going to have to wrap it there and just let you know that the film exceeded both of our expectations.
Very, very excited.
Tremendous performances by Ezra Miller. Really, really great direction by Andy Muschietti. It is one of the most rewarding DC films that we've seen in an extremely long time.
Oh my God, yeah.
And you guys
Yeah.
know that we're relatively tough on the DC universe, especially lately. Go
Yeah.
back and watch our Black Adam videos if you want to know how we feel about how the DC universe has been going lately. Even a little bit of Shazam. But DC's back. This is a great
DC
movie.
is back. Oh my God, that's so exciting to say.
Until Aquaman. So hit subscribe, turn on your notifications, and as we get closer and closer to the release of The Flash, you're going to see a lot more videos from us breaking down this truly incredible movie that I'm kind of surprised exists.